actually to be here representing the neighbors of the Fenns. No, it is, and thank you, Paul and Anne, for including us. We are just because I was corresponding with my mother. One of I have to say Mrs. Fenn, and it's in my speech why, but I just could never get to the first names with these two very honorable humans in my life. I will explain that in a minute. But I do represent a time in our lives that was very valuable and interesting, and the Fenns were a constant presence, probably from, I don't know, I was trying to figure out when you guys moved in, but like we were right next door, and there was this like hilarious old man in a wheelchair for about 2 years with weeds above the level of the fence in the backyard, and somehow they magically transformed that into a paradise of envious swimming opportunities for their neighbor children, possibly. But most of all, they were a constant presence in my mom and dad's life, and especially my mother. So I just wanted to share a few of her words in memory of Mrs. Fenn. All right, here's how it goes, apparently. Oh, this is a bit... Okay, there we go. The heading, so many happy times with Kay. And now it's her words. This is how it all started. And then in quotes. Oh, hi, I'm Kay Fenn. We just bought this house. Oh, hi, Kay. I am just here for a few minutes stealing your plants. As I am caught red-handed, madly shoveling big holes in the ground, with my mother's instructions as to what to dig as she is hiding behind our garage next door. And from then on, years of fun. Hey, Sandy, want to try some of Paul's pot? He has been growing it on the balcony upstairs, apparently understood. And he's away for the weekend. Is that part of that story, or is that another time? Come on over for dinner. And the four of us will try to get stoned. In my head, I imagine a Charlie Brown Christmas tree kind of plant. They're kind of looped on some windowsill, and they're picking off leaves. I wasn't sure what was going on. I remember that, though. Victor has clients coming for dinner. Could you and Gordy come? We need fillers. So the spread would appear, and this is now a reference to Mrs. Fenn's awesome culinary skills. So the spread would appear, homemade bread, every mouthful a treat. Kay was just the best cooker. Very polite conversations, pleasant goodbyes, and then settle in for the Grand Marniers and laughter till all hours of the morning. Thousands of dollars going back and forth by thousands of games of backgammon and dominoes. Many rude retorts. Many late night swims in the Fenn's new pool. Time goes on, many sleepovers at their beautiful stone country house, and then Port Hope and Coburg. Latterly, Kay had taken up painting, showing me her masterpieces. I particularly liked a small painting of poppies. Said Mom, I just love this. Can I have it? Mrs. Fenn, no! Very seldom does one have a friend that never, ever a quarrel or angry moment has occurred. Lots of disagreements, I am sure, although I can't think of any. I can and always will remember that amazing, raucous laugh. I will hear her in my head and heart forever. A very special friend. As we used to say to each other, I don't like this part. Fun times. So you can clap. So my stories, perhaps to lighten up a bit, my stories are mostly about decrying how hot it was loudly in the hopes of getting Mr. Fenn to pop his head over the fence and extend a reluctant invite for a swim, or retrieving tennis balls from driveway hockey, or having them wordlessly tossed back, which is whoops, that's too bad. Some of the ladies' backgammon games poolside, those were impressively loud. feeding their cat with putrid house-filling scented food when they were away, seeing, this is a good one, seeing, and maybe this will go with Anne's talk, but seeing Mr. Fenn always walking to work, even in blizzards.
Wow.
As I passed by pushing the Renault all the way over to the top of Roxford to jumpstart it to get to school, of course, and this is something that I will truly remember myself, it's Kay's laugh. I don't know, you all remember what it was like, but you could hear that miles away, and it was something. And that's the sense of humor, and they both had it. Oh, one thing about the pool. So Mr. Fenn's awesome trick one time was, because we were out yelling and hoping to get an invite. I looked over the fence like this, and he was lying on the bottom of the deep end, like on the bottom. He had this trick. I didn't know how he did that. It was awesome. And most of all, how unlike most of your friends, I'm saying this to my mom, in later years, I couldn't bring myself to call them by their first names. Even though they were quick to ask me to, I just had that much respect for them both.
Aww.